Hello everybody, my name is Austin from Dragon Wolf Studios. How do you all do today? It's that time. We are here with the 2-week review of the Starlink, as well as we will be answering some questions and concerns. So first off, a real quick summary about what Starlink is. Starlink is a SpaceX project that aims to bring broadband internet to every corner of the world that can see the stars. They're literally launching thousands of small satellites powered by some high-tech components and hardware, and just beam the internet to wherever, it's needed. I'd also love to mention these come with frickin' space lasers. These lasers will eventually link the whole fleet together to build one heck of a resilient network. Now for a super quick rundown on how it works. Anyways, this right here is dishy. Well, that's dishy. This is also dishy. Right here, this is dishy. Not sure how well you can see it, but you know what? We'll just ignore this actually, because that right there is dishy. Say hello, dishy.
Hello.
Well, sadly, Starlink can't do that quite yet. Just imagine your Starlink yelling that it can't find a satellite. Anyhow, we got a bit off topic. So as I was going to say, is this dish here tries to point in the general direction of a satellite. It then uses its phased arrays inside of it to be more accurate and have a better communication. Just space lasers, man. Like, how cool is that? I don't know. Space lasers are pretty cool. Like how cool is that? So how do I set one up? Well, I recommend watching my previous video where I actually did an initial review and several tests, as well as I also showed how to set it up. There is also a Starlink app for it that will show you the process of how to set it up, and it will help you along the way. Also, if you get the Starlink set up, you can access it from a computer using 192.168.100.1. Should be the same. Some things to look out for, obviously, would be latency-sensitive applications. They're a disadvantage here. Not only do we have our geographic distance to the service to deal with, but the additional round trip from the ground to low Earth orbit and then back to a ground station. It's still an amazing improvement over other satellite internet providers that must go all the way up to the geostationary satellites and back. Weather can and will impact performance at these wavelengths. Heavy rain will have some impact on speeds and performance, though snow doesn't impact it nearly at all, according to some earlier users. This has not been tested though by me, I do not know. Winter's pretty much gone for us in Canada, so we don't really have anything for snow anymore. This is most likely caused by simple science. Basics are that I don't want to explain it because I'm not a fan of explaining science. Other than that, it's just science. Just know it's there, and it can be a thing that impacts it. Having it for a couple weeks, though, has really showed quite a lot. A major thing that I did not realize from my last video is that the Starlink router can indeed do well over 200 megabits download. Some people are seeing up to 500 in download speeds and 60 in upload speeds, as well as of right now. As of right now. And this is due to firmware updates. Due to belief. This has not been verified, but it seems like even this router here was doing lower speeds until it went up through its new firmware update, where it went up to 2021.7 to 2021, obviously the year, and then a .7 or something over the .4 it was previously on. And even Dishy itself has gone through several firmwares, and I can put that list up too, recently, and one of them is literally labeled as like a speed boost. Like, it seems like these firmware updates might actually help them gain better speeds. Don't get me wrong, average speeds are still around 100 to 200 download and usually around 15 to maybe 18 upload. But these could dramatically increase in the next year or two. I'm also going to be honest, if you have an obstruction, even if it's just a tree, it can tend to get annoying with the constant disconnects. So to answer some questions, well, I'm just doing this because why not? Do you need to use the included router? No, you don't. You can actually use your own gigabit router, you can connect it to your network, you can plug the PoE brick straight into your computer. It's pretty much fine. Can you game on it? Yes, you can. Although I haven't tested with usage games like high usage games like GTA 5 or GTA 5 or Escape from Tarkov, for example, or just like a bunch of AAA games, I was able to play really smoothly on Roblox and Minecraft. Their multiplayer does fine. Does Dishy move? Yes, Dishy does move. You don't have to aim Dishy at all. Because that's another thing, is like, how do I aim Dishy? Dishy aims, it aims itself. Can Dishy get frozen? It has built-in heaters, but if it's mounted too close to your roof or mounting surfaces, icicles can form and freeze it solid through our Canadian winters. Or if you have another harsh winter, you're Russia. If you're in Russia, you're definitely going to want to do this, but I would recommend mounting it at least 40 inches above your mounting surface to avoid this. A pole mount or mast may be the best option for most installations. A 36-inch ridgeline mount should be also quite reliable. Power draw. What about the power draw? Starlink system tends to use about 89 watts when idle, and then bumps up to around 110 watts during normal usage. But there can be a peak reaching at most 175.7 watts on the power supply. The supply unit itself is rated for 180 watts. GPS and geolocking. Rough estimate is that each Phase 1 satellite will cover around 1,500,000 square kilometers, and each spot beam or cell on those satellites will cover around 200 square kilometers, or 77.2 miles for you Americans out there, because why not? So what about interferences? Well, Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi, and in crowded or high-density areas, this can and will suffer. In most rural settings, though, this will not be a problem and should work great, just like any other Wi-Fi. I would be interested, though, to see how close a pair of dishes can be before they impact signal performance. Right now, it provides a reliable internet connection most of the time. There are a few bumps and bruises, but maybe in the next few months to a couple of years, they can heal over, and this can become an amazing internet that everybody can reliably use. I think this is amazing, and it's definitely going to be a replacement for dial-up probably pretty soon, because dial-up just sucks. Let's be honest, this can easily replace dial-up. But it can definitely help with replacing dial-up and some more rural areas that it can help with for education, and lots of places in general could benefit from this. There's just so many places could benefit from it. Rural areas, education could be brought to a lot of places. I think could be amazing. I think in the future, for data connectivity at least, Starlink will be better than most. Well, better than most. What are your thoughts? If you have any questions or anything you would love to share, please feel free to leave a comment. Also consider liking and or subscribing if you'd like to see more. If you have any questions, obviously, please leave them. If you're into video games, go check down my video game channel down below. Other than that, Starlink has been an amazing experience. I love testing it. I took it to Perry Creek Road, the Forest Service Road. And no, it's not paved, TikTok. Because freaking TikTok people are like, you're right next to a paved road. And I'm like, no, it's a dirt road because it's a service road, mostly being used by logging trucks right now. And then this one nerd's like, no, I know a road when I see one. It's like, well, you obviously don't, because it's a dirt road. You can see that in my video, actually. If you go to one of my previous videos where I took it to the middle of nowhere, relatively nowhere. It's about 30 kilometers off of the main, 20 kilometers off the main highway. I don't know. It's not too far, but it's still like, there's nothing out there. I don't have extension cords for power or that. And no, I wasn't using cell service either. Why would I need to? I have a Starlink. It works fine. So, but yeah, Starlinks, they're pretty nice. And yeah. So anyhow, I hope you all have a fantastic day. If you guys would like to watch another video that has a bit more knowledgeable details about the Starlink, I will have Stratus's channel in the description. So go check out their channel. Give them love and support. Because there's so many bloopers in the wind. Ba-da-da-da. In the wind. Yeah, in the wind.